Welcome to The Explainer. I am so thrilled you're here today because, honestly, we're mapping out a truly fascinating transformation. If you've ever wondered exactly what it takes to grow a full, healthy afro completely from scratch, well, you are in the exact right place. We're going to break down the whole shebang, the science, the timeline, and the specific daily habits you need to take your hair from a close shave to a thriving, full-fledged afro. This roadmap is going to completely demystify the entire process for you. Let's get into it. Okay, let's dive into this. We're going to track this hair journey chronologically across 5 distinct stages. We'll start at stage 0, the starting line, move into stage 1, protecting your progress, tackle stage 2, the awkward phase, get into stage 3, protective style era, and finally reach stage 4, the full afro. So here's the timeline of the physical milestones you can expect along the way. Now, a really important caveat before we go any further. Patience is absolutely required here. Everyone's hair grows at different speeds, right? But this timeline gives you a solid, average baseline of what to expect from day 1 all the way past month 9.
All right, stage 1. Actually, scratch that. Stage 0, the starting line.
During this initial stage, your hair length is less than half an inch. You are literally starting completely from scratch. What's actually kind of crazy here is the optical illusion of hair growth. Because your hair is so incredibly short, any new millimeter is going to initially look like it's growing lightning fast. But listen, do not let that short length fool you into thinking you don't need a routine yet. Right now is exactly when you absolutely must build the foundational habits that are going to carry you through this entire multi-month process.
And those foundational habits? They really come down to a crucial 4-step moisturizing routine. Step 1, apply oil directly to your scalp. Step 2, massage it in. Step 3, apply a high-quality leave-in conditioner. And finally, step 4, apply oil directly to your hair to seal in all of that moisture. For the oil, a nutrient-dense product like wild growth hair oil applied every other day works wonders to give your scalp the exact vitamins it needs to stimulate thicker, faster growth.
Now 2 to 3 minutes. That is the absolute minimum amount of time you must spend massaging your scalp every single day. And yes, even on the days you aren't applying oil, you still need to do this. Why? Well, because 2 to 3 minutes of massaging stimulates vital blood flow and circulation right to your hair follicles, and that maximizes your overall hair growth from the inside out. Moving right along to stage 1, protecting your progress. As the weeks pass and you stay perfectly consistent with that routine, the results are really going to start becoming highly visible. At this point, your hair length will be somewhere between half an inch and an inch and a half. If your hair falls into this bracket, hey, take a moment to celebrate. You are firmly on the right path. But your job doesn't change. You've got to aggressively continue that exact same 4-step moisturizing technique. Oil, massage, condition, oil. Keep it up. To help manage your expectations so you don't get discouraged, keep the number 0.5 in your head. Half an inch. That is the average amount of hair growth a typical person will see per month. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but your hair is working hard. It's just a slow and steady race. Because you're only getting about half an inch a month, you absolutely have to protect what you grow, especially when you sleep. Regular cotton pillowcases, they're like giant sponges. They just strip away all the moisture you worked so hard to put into your hair. To stop this, you need a physical barrier. Wear a bonnet, wear a do-rag, or swap to a silk pillowcase. Silk is amazing because it keeps the moisture locked into your hair and your skin. Honestly, doubling up with a bonnet and a silk pillowcase is the ultimate defense. So the crucial point is, when you go to the barber during this stage, you must give them this exact instruction. Do not touch any of my hair at all. I simply want a lineup and a fade. Seriously, do not let them trim the top. If you want a full, beautifully rounded afro shape later on, the absolute best way to achieve that is by leaving the top completely alone right now. Which brings us to stage 2, the awkward phase. Now we're entering months 3 to 6. Welcome to what is pretty universally known as the awkward phase. Your hair is sitting right between 1.5 and 3 inches, probably looking a bit like a squished tennis ball. It's getting long, but not quite long enough to style easily. And more importantly, at this specific length, your hair is going to start getting tangled significantly more easily than before. Because of those frustrating tangles, people often make a massive mistake, detangling and picking out their hair every single day. Do not do this. Excessive daily picking causes so much unneeded breakage, strain, and stress on your hair strands. You're literally snapping off your hard-earned growth, no joke. The correct habit here is to detangle only as needed. That's going to be, on average, just about once a week. Really, leave your hair alone as much as possible. Now, while you're leaving it alone day to day, stage 2 does introduce some mandatory maintenance. This is the time to identify any splits ends or damage. You want to get a professional trim, about 1/2 inch to 1 inch, and make sure it's done specifically by a licensed cosmetologist, not just your local barber. Also, start scouting for a really good braider in your area. Braiders generally need at least 4 inches of hair to work with, and you are rapidly approaching that mark. Let's move to and see how this builds in stage 3, protective style era. This is the incredibly rewarding era where your hair finally rounds out and truly looks like a real, unmistakable afro. At 3 to 4.5 inches in length, your hair is thriving. However, there's a bit of a psychological trick happening here. Because your hair is longer and much denser now, the month-to-month growth might deceptively appear to slow down. It's just a lot harder to notice 1/2 inch of growth on a 4-inch afro than it was on a 1/2 inch buzz cut now. This is exactly why protective measures become absolutely essential to ensure you're retaining every millimeter you grow. And that brings us to the concept of the protective style. Basically, this means neatly and tightly braiding the hair together. Loose hair is vulnerable, it's weak, and susceptible to breaking against your clothes or the elements. But braided hair is strong. It shields your hair from external damage and creates a perfectly sealed, optimal environment to lock in moisture. Implementing protective styles can effectively double or even triple your hair's retained length each month, simply because you've stopped the daily breakage dead in its tracks. To ensure your hair reaches its maximum growth potential in stage 3, you've got to follow these core rules. Number 1, keep your protective styles in for at least 1 full month to really reap the benefits. Number 2, get your hair regularly trimmed by a professional every 3 months to stop split ends from traveling down the hair shaft. And of course, continue that foundational habit of conditioning your scalp and your hair. Finally, we arrive at stage 4, the full afro. If you've made it to this stage, huge congratulations are in order. You've claimed the final prize. Your hair is now an impressive 4.5 to 6 inches long, maybe even longer. At this phenomenal length, your primary job completely shifts. You're no longer desperately trying to grow the hair. Your main focus is simply managing its size and maintaining its health. Now, be prepared. All that beautiful volume means your hair is going to be significantly harder to wash and detangle. That's just the reality of having a lot of hair. To manage this, you'll need to consistently rely on those protective styles we just talked about, maintain your regular quarterly trims, and honestly, most importantly, take a step back to simply enjoy your thriving hair. You earned it by being incredibly consistent with your care habits. We've covered the entire roadmap from absolute zero to a full afro, breaking down exactly what your hair needs at every single length. So I want to leave you with this. Take a look at your own hair right now. Which stage of the afro journey are you currently in? And more importantly, based on what we've learned today, what is the exact next step you're going to take today to reach your next milestone? Keep that momentum going, and I'll see you in the next explainer.